this edition of 80s Tapes Live. Okay, I have some updates. I had my first tape casualty. I mean, you gotta know these are 44, 45-year-old tapes. Sat in storage forever. Why had a tape? If I put it in here, I hit rewind because it was like halfway. Hit rewind. Sitting here. I take it out. I look at it. I'm all okay. It's rewinding slow. That happens sometimes. They don't spin fast, and the motor takes a while. It's what you dealt with tapes. But anyway, I get there forever, and I pulled out after about 5, 10 minutes, and still hasn't moved. I look down. There's no tape in there. The tape had broke, so it was just in there spinning and spinning, which happens. Sometimes tapes break or they get wrapped around and you have to pull them out and they're all over and you have to cut them and splice it back together and that, which is what I'm going to have to do because it's a one that says specials on it, and I know it has a bootleg recording of a live of the specials at some club. I got it off like Ronnie on the Rock or on K-Space, I don't know. But it's really cool because I'm into the ska stuff and they have a bootleg, and bootlegs are big, getting bootleg recordings. And so, yeah, it has screws. Luckily, it's not a glued together tape, so I can unscrew it and take it apart and splice it. And so at a later date, I will have to do the edition called Specials. And then I had another tape, same tape, old tape that I got from my dad. Put that one in, hit rewind, and I didn't hear anything. I thought I heard it rewinding, but I couldn't really tell. So I stopped it and I took it out. I put it back in, I hit rewind, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, the door wouldn't open all the way. So I popped the door open, and I'm like, I felt, and the tape had come out, and the tape had wrapped around the mechanism, which happens a lot. That's why tapes sucked. But luckily I was able to get it, and I was able to find the tape and pull on it. The tape came out of the, otherwise I would have had to take the tape player in and get it fixed, which would have been a huge dilemma. But anyway, I got rid of those, or I put those tapes aside so I can work on them, see if I can fix them. And I got this is an Ampex. It's like an off-brand, low noise. Remember I told you tapes, the problem with them is you had that hiss that would always come kind of behind the music, but that's what low noise was to try to get rid of the. And then later on, you got tapes that were made for recording music, the ultra dynamic, like the one I did last week, ultra dynamic, high bias, and other stuff. But this was the first thing, the low noise. So I found this one because the other two tapes screwed up. And this one, I put it in, it rewound, it's ready to play. Like I said, I just dropped these in, and it's a reaction video basically. I don't know what's on it, what's there. But I also came up with a segment for my 80s Tapes Live. Yeah, I watch the late shows and Colbert. Colbert has a segment called Meanwhile, where he does different funny stories and all that. And I told you that I'm monetized, so once these videos go up on my site, YouTube has to spend like 24 hours going over and seeing if it recognizes anything copyrighted. And that always gives me a list of, because I try to tell you the groups I remember, but some I don't remember the name of the band or exactly, I got like a name of the Acorn. I don't know, yeah. So I figured I could use that because I usually catch like 10 to 15 songs, and they tell me the name of the song and the band. A lot of it's bands like Devo was on there last week. I knew those songs and Human League and that, but I ended up finding a couple of songs that I was sitting here going, it's right here, it's right here. I know. Oh God, who is this? So now I do my homework and I have this little booklet and I have to go and I write down, and here I made the little trailer thing for it, and here it is. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I want to be dramatic, so I made up this little, it'll play again.
I didn't know.
I don't know, it's kind of, I guess it's kind of cheesy now, but it's kind of cool that I just wanted to make a meanwhile. And the funny thing is, when I was recording this on my camera, I had to get my voice in there saying bands I didn't know. I taped a couple of them and it didn't have that, and so I said meanwhile, and after I said meanwhile, I said bands I didn't know, so I could get kind of the inflection of it. Anyway, just that stupid stuff I do in my head to kind of, but yeah, that's it. Now is and so since we had intro of, we'll do it one more time.
I didn't know.
Okay, and those bands are Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I like Tom Petty. I know a Tom Petty. I don't know any of his songs, and it was that song "I Need to Know." Remember that song? I need to know. I need to know. Well, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and then there's Nick Lowe. And Nick Lowe, the band was that band. That song "Stick It Where the Sun Don't Shine." That was Nick Lowe. And then Valley Girl. Remember Valley Girl? Like, oh my God, Valley Girl. That was Frank Zappa and his daughter Moon Zappa. I remember the song, but I forgot it was Zappa. Girls School. That's the name of the band, and it was Yeah Right. That song Yeah Right. That was kind of like almost like a punk song and that, but yeah. Girls School and Joe Jackson. Now Joe Jackson, I knew he's a really known, but I didn't know if I even had any of his songs or whatever. But Don't Want to Be Like That. That song, Don't Want to Be Like That. That's Joe Jackson. And lastly, it was that song Up All Night. Yeah, but I said that, I don't know, I think it's neat to at least update you on it, and it gives me something to do, makes me feel like I'm not a stroke crippled victim, that I actually have some knowledge. But lastly, that song Up All Night. Up All Night. Ooh, I loved it. I thought it was the Cars. It's another band I really love. Boomtown Rats. Their famous song is I Don't Like Mondays. I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I. So yeah, Up All Night was Boomtown Rats. So there you go. That's what I made that little segment for. And it took me 5 hours to make that little band. I didn't know because with my stroke and my brain working on the computer is a lot harder now. So I don't know. Before the stroke, it would have taken me like probably an hour to, or less to get that little clip in, but now it's a lot harder to manage technical stuff. So now every week before I start, I'll be doing the yeah. That's what I said. They're doing it for me. I might as well use it. But it's only if they know if the band's been put on their copyright. Like I said, they had Devo, which I already said those. It had Human League. It had Tony Basil. It had, but yeah, it's doing homework. So and I got it, and I had to make this segment like meanwhile, but bands I didn't know. I love it. It humors me. And on top of that, remember, I was going to play. I have a video that I've been playing on Saturdays sometimes when I go live. And it's all the raw footage from my 80s DJ night I did. And I made a documentary of it. So I have a 2 hour tape of all the dancing and the DJ booth. And I've been playing that in the background, but I haven't done it yet on the official night, the Tuesdays. And I play those clips of the photos and album covers and all that stuff. Well, I took that, all those photos, put them in my other computer, and turned it into a video. And I did really cool transitions and stuff. Instead of, when it's on there, it just changes one to another. Nothing fancy. Just, whoa. So I decided corn, corn dog. Yeah, so anyway, it took like a couple hours for it to do the rendering and everything, but and now it's more full screen because before a lot of the photos were little. So yeah, so I took that, and this is the first time I've got to put it up there because I don't know, just the slideshow thing, just straight slideshows, seemed kind of, I don't know, too easy. It's just a, you can pick a folder and hit slide show and it just plays them. So I want to make it more fancy. So that's going to be up this week. So I already did the segment, bands I didn't know. And so now I'm going to hook up and start playing the more fancy slideshow, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So that's just kind of update of things I've been doing in the background during the week. Things I've been doing over the week. Because, I 4 years recovering, all I've been doing is watching TV and sleeping. And so this makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. I feel like I have a purpose so yeah, here, see, isn't this a lot better? It's like, I don't know, it's just, I've watched it over a couple times and I think it's a little more active in the background. And it's bigger, of course, because the other ones it was. So anyway, that's. Yeah, that's what I said. I just put transitions in between each picture. So instead of just straight one picture and another, so I wanted to put transitions between them like you do in videos. And I just went through and just put in whatever. I didn't try to plan it out because there's 427 photos. So it took me a while to drag 427 different transitions in between each photo in the timeline. And it ended up pretty good. Some of them ended up pretty funky and kind of match the tone of the. But I didn't want to do just one transition over and over, so I just went through and picked 427 different funky, fancy transitions. So, yeah. All right, now I'm up to date, or I've updated people on what I've been doing in the background to try and hopefully make this live a little more industry. And yeah, I said I'm always, anyway, I'm kind of crippled from the brain surgery and the strokes, trying to be creative, and so there that is. And okay, now I can get my mouse out of the way, move the cassette player a little in, and let me hit play on this Ampex tape, and hopefully it plays for one, and see what's on it. Alright, what's going on? fine. I hope this tape works. Okay, well, there's music on it. Obviously, this isn't. I obviously recorded over this because, as we all know, or maybe you don't know, but Nirvana is not an 80s band. Wow, these bands. Yeah, like I said, I'm not checking any of these tapes. I'm just grabbing them from the case and putting them in. The 18 pounds is a pretty big fish. And, well, obviously, when the hell did I put this on this tape? Weird, oh well. It's still really cool music. Maybe I have another tape in there that's ampex. Wow, this is bizarre to me, guys. I have no idea when I taped over this. I'm wondering if it's even my tape. I had a roommate for a while, we both did tapes. In the 90s. But anyway, remember I was saying that the Clash, the London Calling early Clash, I didn't know how to describe their sound. I said they kind of have a grunge sound. And now we get an example of grunge music. A very famous. Yeah, when was this? 91? 90, 91, 92, wasn't that? Kurt Cobain era, along with like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and all those others. Yeah, I admit, great music, just not 80s. And that sounds like, yeah, it's like. All grunge music, it sounds like, well, so far. I love this music. It was great music. I personally didn't know I had it even on tape. But it has a definite 80s influence. It sounded like it was taped off of a record or something, because it didn't just cut into like song like off the radio. So I said maybe this my roommate's tape, and I just inherited it. Now it makes you wonder if the other Ampex tape is not 80s. Wow. Yeah, see, the funny thing is, if you look on the back of this, the inside of this, I think some of those bands that are scratched out, those are 80s music. So, yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea why yeah, it's beautiful music, and I love grunge. Well, I said, I have no idea when I put it on this tape. I mean, it was 30-something years ago. But it's a 40-year-old tape. This I think has like yeah, these are all like 80s bands. But now I guess I have a 90s tape. I wonder if both sides of it are this, or if the other side is going to be the original 80s. Huh. Well, I haven't listened to this stuff in a long time either. I'm not really a fan of what live I hear, but I never liked regular radio music anyway. Like, most of my tapes are all from underground radio and college radio, so I don't like today's music. I haven't heard anything I really like. But country's changed a lot. I kind of like country music nowadays. It's more like no, we were just talking about if I like today's music or not. I don't really. But I was saying countries. I like country now, though. It's a lot more pop. I like the country punk when it was the country rhythm, but played a lot faster than that. And now it's kind of where country's going. It's more upbeat and not so twangy. And by the way, this is it's a 60-minute tape. Most of my tapes are, the 80s ones are well, not all of them. Most of them playing have been 90-minute and 120-minute tapes, so I don't know who this is. I'm assuming it's another grunge song, but wow. Yeah, oh wait, I do know this song. It's a remix, but I'm getting it. But I don't know. Maybe it'll. Who is this? I'm getting there. It's definitely a 12-inch don't think this is my tape. Or at least there's music on it, it's not me.
Y señoras, nosotros tenemos más influencia con sus hijos que tú tienes.
Either I'm tripping out or that ain't English.
Creado y regalo.
Oh, this is
Juana's
Diction. Yeah, it's Jane's Addiction. Yeah. This is Jane's Addiction, caught stealing. You might recognize the song, it's very popular. Yeah, okay. Huh. Yeah, this is early 90s. Again, I don't know where you classify it. Jane's Addiction. To me, it's more just alternative rock with kind of a punk influence. Is this Caught Stealing or is this their other hit? I think this is the other song. They had two hits at this time. Caught Stealing and this song, obviously. Yeah, their favorite song to me is Jane Says, off their first album. That's my jam as far as Jane's Addiction is. Jane Says. A little slower than this, but wow, this is interesting. This really is a reaction video. This was my transition from the punk and mod and ska skate music to 90s skate music, because the grunge and Jane's Addiction, that was sort of what the skaters skate to. It was kind of the punky alternative music. Weird. No idea where this came from. Chili Peppers too was same time as this popular sort of alternative music. Phil Kiedis and them, yeah, they would play festivals together. And see, I did a pretty good job with all the different ways to come in and out of the photos. And I think it lasts for like 22 minutes, I think. The Dam. But so you can see a lot of the photos now are a lot bigger than they were. Oh, so wasn't I just talking about them? Chili Peppers. Wow. I guess this is my tape because I called what was coming up next. Told you it was the same genre. This is my early 90s skate jams. Played this while we skated the ramp. I wonder what's going to come next. Yeah, I hear you on the rocker side of it. Oh yeah, this is the 90s skate music. I played to all my 80s skate music, yeah. This was the ramp days, because all the skate parks had closed by this point. This is what we were playing on the deck of the ramp off on somebody's boombox. Wanting to be a punker. Such a great band, Toy Dolls. Hopefully that tape will show up. I have them on tape somewhere. I'm alright. I keep forgetting I'm not healed. I mean, I'm healed as I'll be, but I keep thinking like, it's been 4 years, I'm fine, but it's brain damage. I still walk funky, I still get lightheaded and dizzy a lot of vertigo. And I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that's right, I'm still a gimp. So I'm sitting down like this, I feel fine. But when I'm up and walking, I get a little wonky. But man, I'm good. I mean, my heart's good, and all the other body parts are functioning good. My kidneys, the liver, and all that. So far, all that's fine. It's just the effects of the brain damage. Oh, we're back to Nirvana. Yeah, I'm feeling this was... Yeah, it's been 4 years now, and I can't handle fishing anymore. I don't know, just the whole technical side of it, like the work in the hands and when I move my head around and try to focus, and then I'm really sort of fuzzy, so I don't fish anymore. It just makes me sad because I just can't do it. I lack the thought and focus to fish at least how I used to. I went out twice. I've been out with Ash 3 times. He keeps wanting me to go back to Pinot, and I'm going to go eventually. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't do anything for me anymore. I don't get excited over it. I just get sad. No, it's alright. Something I'm doing, at least I'm alive. They thought I should be dead 4 years ago, so. Or never be able to walk again after the brain surgery, so. beat both. I lived and I can walk, so. And I get to play my music. I can definitely tell this is one of my mixes because of the flow of the music and the songs I picked. So far, stroke didn't kill me and brain surgery didn't kill me, so I say, what's next? Something else you gotta go through.
I'm so happy 'cause today I found
I might repeat these songs or these groups over and over for this whole tape. I'm thinking, as I said, now I'm thinking it was a 90s skate mix. Because it was, remember, this was still before CDs. Well, recording CDs at home. You can, I think it's, when did buying CDs come in? Was it early or mid 90s? Or lately, I don't know. I know being able to record them yourself came in the mid to late 90s. Because I could do a whole, a whole live about my 90s mix CDs, because I still have them all in there. And I use them for my DJ night. Alright. I'll be here. This is my sole ambition right now. Alright. Do I have it predicted that I play all the same? Yep, I was right. It was back to Pearl Jam. Another really good song. Wow, that's weird. Well, I guess this is 80s tapes via the 90s. Oh, it kind of sounded like the tape was playing a little slow. But this is still like a 30-something-year-old tape. It's getting a little wanky. Of course, I don't think. This was an off-brand anyway. It's kind of like Acme. Yeah, this was a good jam. You can tell it's a little slow. This is kind of, you hear That's what you get out of old tapes, you know? That's why the technology disappeared. wasn't meant to last very long. We can still hear the song. Yeah, exactly. It's a good stroke song. Yeah. I'm on bonus years. I'm just thinking how much of a cheap bastard I am. I wouldn't go out and buy a new tape. I just took one of my old 80s tapes and taped over it. And here, 40 years later, it's kicking me in the ass because I'm doing a show about my 80s tapes. And one of my 80s tapes is now a 90s tape. Crazy. I didn't think they had the value back then as far as... Yeah, exactly. And they... Yeah, I didn't see myself having a stroke and doing it live about my 80s tapes 40 years ago in the future. I just thought about the moment when I need some new skate music. Grunge is really good to skate to. I'm taping over this tape. Well, the ones you bought, you had the tape, they had a little peg in them, and when you took out the peg, you couldn't record over them, so you had to tape over it. It was like a bootleg thing. No, I said, it's good skate music. Kind of like, it's just kind of a slower punk, or more like the mod music. I'm really wondering what the hell's on the other side. I said, I didn't think I ever... I thought I played my 80s music all the way till I started recording on CDs. But evidently not. I did have a really good tape recorder in the 90s. I had a dual cassette one. But I didn't record off the radio, so... I don't... Is this Chili Peppers? I don't... Is this Chili Peppers? Then you know, is it Peppers? It sounds like the guitar sounds like Peppers. This is Peppers, isn't it? This is Chili Peppers, right? I like what you said, Corn, but I don't even remember hearing it for the first time. Nonetheless, putting it on the tape. It's a little slow. Great song. Wasn't it a 35-year-old song? It's early 90s, right? Or late 80s. '91, okay. So yeah, 30-something years old. Yeah, the album, yeah. I recorded it. I said, I have no idea. None of this is off the radio. I might have recorded this from my roommate's CDs. He had a lot of store-bought CDs. And he lived with me for like 3 years. And at the time I had that really good cassette recorder. So yeah, it's coming back to me now. Parker. My roommate's name was Parker. And so this might have been me making a mixtape off his CDs in the 90s. All right, let's see what shows up on the other side. As we go to the flip side now, I can show you what the tape looks like. Sleek, huh? It's black. It's a sleek black tape. Alright, what shows up on this side? Yeah, I don't know if I'll go Saturday. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I told you I had some fun. Well, I don't know, we all might be leaving Corn, because it doesn't sound like there's anything on this side of the tape. Oh, wait. It does have something on it. Here's Love and Rockets. So there is music on this side. And we're back to the 80s. I'm going to smack this thing. And I'm going to show you, this is something you used to have to do to tapes. Because sometimes they started running slow. And you'd have to smack them around to try and get them to loosen up. But then again, it's a 40-something-year-old tape, so. Alright. Sounds a little better now. I just showed you a tape fix-it technique. What do they call it? Tape hack. If you ever have tapes and they play kind of slow in that, bang them on your knee. And look, it's playing normal now. It was all slow and hardly playing. But now we're back. The other side is 90s. Good alternative 90s. And now we're back to alternative 80s. Love and Rockets. This was 87, I think. 87, 88, I think, was Love and Rockets. They formed after Bauhaus broke up. A lot of the same members formed Love and Rockets. This was their biggest radio hit, was So Live. And then they also had a hit with Kundalini Express. This is basically considered gothic music. This is what the dark people, the black dresser with the heavy eyeliner and heavy makeup, the darkies. This is the gothic. Not industrial, but actual gothic music. Because they came from one of the original goth bands, Bauhaus. Of course, they hated the song. And I don't think they stopped playing it in concert, I think. Because it got too popular. You know, artists. When it's popular, they don't play it. What else is going to be out here? See, this is Slide 96, so that's Slide 96, that's San Luis Obispo. So this is probably me late 80s, early 90s off the radio, yeah. So yeah, this is an 80s tape retaped in the 90s. God, can't remember the name of this band. I know it's a pretty popular 90s, early 90s band, but Meantime by Ah, damn it. Oh well, YouTube will find it for me. So next week, during the bands I didn't know, I'll be able to update you on who did this. I know the Meanwhile. That's the name of the song. Or Meanwhile or Meantime. I think it's Meantime. But I can't think of the. Definitely having a brain fart on that. Yeah, Meantime. I think this tape, I was getting back to my high school days when I did all the other tapes and discovered my music, and there was a new genre that I couldn't play when I wanted, that wasn't recorded, so I grabbed one of my old 80s tapes and updated myself, I guess. Wow. I wonder if I'm going to find any more tapes in there that have been repurposed up to the 90s. Because I know my setup for this. I remember I had a really good one right there in the living room. I had the really good EQ and I had a Panasonic really good radio and tape player and record player and wow. The first tape, the 80s tapes are all high school tapes. These tapes are college tapes. Still all good music though. Where I go from here. Wow. Well, this video of all the things, the video turned out good with all the transitions. Yeah, Slide 96. Yeah, that's San Luis Obispo. Oh. Am I back to the actual? Am I back to the original 80s music on here? It sounds like it might be some of the original. I taped half and then left what was on it. This doesn't sound like anything I would have gotten off Slide 96. They were much too top 40-ish for a song like this to be on there. I don't know. This is an underground song for sure. I did have a friend that had an underground radio show that started at like midnight on Friday nights or something. Yeah, I think that was him. Yeah, he played. He played the more the. I was really good friends with his. He was a DJ at one of the clubs, and we'd always have fun talking about old underground '80s music and that. And he had his own night. And this might be me recording off his show. I gave him props for not playing top 40 crap. And I had a friend in a band called the Din Pedals. And he would play some of their songs some nights. One of them, I forget, one of the band members' mom always called the radio station to try and get him to play her son's songs, the Din Pedals. So yeah. So now I know where this came from, at least. Thank you guys. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing me to explore my stroke-damaged brain to help me relive good times of the past. And this was the girl I was dating at that time. She was my sort of punker girlfriend at the time. But these are some cool. That was her necklace she wore a lot, and her wrist bracelet. Yeah, yeah. I have the music and the relationship. Yeah, I think she used to come over and we would with me when I recorded this. Wow, I thought I was creating CDs with her. Come to think of it, you couldn't record CDs back then yet. And you had to have a computer to do it. I had a CD player, but not a CD. Oh, okay, so yeah, alright. It's like, duh. The reality of my past is coming to light.
Slide 96 FM, the new music alternative with Adam Burns. We'll see how it took on.
Well, I said, now I couldn't realize where the hell this came from. Down to 25%. And 104, that might be it. Oasis, I know this one. This is Oasis. Wonderwall. Great band. I love them because they had that Depeche Mode, OMD, underground 80s kind of sound to them. I used to love this song. I still do. But too bad they couldn't get along. The Gallagher brothers. This really reads back. This was like, what, 95? 95, 96? Somewhere around there? Still not the 80s, but it was kind of a revival of the sound. I know at the time they called Oasis the new Beatles. Because they got so popular so quick, but they kind of internal fighting between their two brothers kind of ended them as far as I remember. And this first album's the only one that really went anywhere. Although it's great music. Yeah, obviously you can look up Wonderwall Oasis in the year. I think it was mid-90s. It's Mickey Albert flying on the pipe, I'm pretty sure. I'm glad I got to play this. It took like a couple hours to get that together. It works good. If you're on the live. If you're podcasting, you're not seeing it in the visuals I have going behind me. You're just seeing a still photo. But if you come into the lives for the 80s tapes, I have a really good slideshow of 80s images going on behind me. Or 80s club video. And now after this I have a couple projects to do because I have two 80s tapes that need repair. So I'm going to have to open them up and see if I can fix them so I can play the music that's trapped on them. I wonder if this is the last song or not. I'm down to 17% of the battery and it's 9:08 and I've been on lives, what, 1:08. It's only an hour, a C60 tape, not a C90, so I have a bunch of tapes that are only 60 minutes instead of 90, but it's most lives and most podcasts, 40 minutes to like an hour and a half for the average length, I think. The most popular, so I'm at 109 now. Let's see if there's another song or not. Yeah, there's another song. That's weird. I didn't know I had. I don't remember recording off slide 96. It's a great song, but again, I can't think of the band. Hopefully YouTube finds it for me. Gotta plug in my extra battery. Or as second the song speeds up. There we go. Okay. This is a new a new name for my live. Repurposed 80s tapes. Repurposed 80s mixtapes. I don't think I have that many more of them. But I might. That's the fun of coming into the 80s tapes. It's a reaction video. You never know what you're going to get. Stumbled onto really good 90s music. This was my aesthetic, I guess. This is my aesthetic for 80s music, but put on 90s music. I mean, what I loved about the 80s music, I love the same thing about the 90s songs. So like I said, anyway, this is like 35-year-old tape, 36-year-old tape. I still kind of remember where it was going, at least as far as groups and aesthetic. I like it. My 80s and 90s aesthetic was definitely consistent. Yeah, this might be the end. I'll have to do the other Ampex next week, maybe? There's the tape. That's what I'm playing. I like these transitions. A lot of them, it's the first time I've ever seen them. Because like I said, it has, the software has like 500 transitions, and it said there's 427 photos. This is filter, isn't it? No, this is oh God. Fire starter. This is techno fire starter. God, why can't I even name him? One black guy in this video, he's wearing a yellow and black plaid pleated skirt. Prodigy. That's who this is. This is Prodigy. Firestarter, I think. That's the name of the song. Yeah, this is definitely 90s. Good song. Maybe this isn't Firestarter. I don't songs. This is later now. This is like 96, I think? 96, 97? I don't know what you'd call them. Alternative rock was sort of a electro punk feel. People called them techno, but they weren't techno. They're more 80s electro sound. Wow, I totally forgot about this band. Fun dance music. I remember they played at MTV used to have House of Style fashion show. And they played at one of them. They had like 3 bands as the girls walked the runway. And in 96, I think it was 96 that these guys played it. I had the video somewhere of that fashion show. Because I used to have my own fashion line and my own boutique. That's how you saw it. House of Styles. I think it was Rockin' Fashion Show or something like that. We'll probably look it up on Google. These guys are great at it. That's where I saw him in the black and yellow plaid skirt, and they just went nuts and went up in the audience and were walking through the bleachers, and everybody was freaking out on what the hell they were doing. It's like, what's up with this band? And then they were stage diving into the crowd, so it was great. They went total punk on them. Started a total mosh pit. Wow. This is such a great song. Total 80s feel. Breathe with me. Yeah, Firestarter was their other hit. This is a Firestarter. But Prodigy, I know that's the band. Skittles, by the way. Love sucking on Skittles. When I was at the club, I always had a lollipop. Lollipops are great to take to clubs. You really find out if a woman likes you or not. If you're sitting there with a lollipop and she walks up and hands it back to you, you're in, baby, you're in. Years, I was known as Kojak, and I always carried an extra lollipop. Because the girl said, "Do you have any more?" I'm like, "I have one." Are you special enough to get it? Wow, I didn't know I had any of this. I knew I had their music on the fashion show, but I didn't know I had it on tape. And it shows up on a 80s tape. See, that's the problem with tapes. You you're recording them and you don't know when they're gonna end. So you're sitting there thinking you got a great mixtape. It's just, come on, last till the end of the song, and then you hear, and you're like, it just breaks your whole day because you had such a good mixtape going, and then the last song, like that, just ended. That was the last song, wasn't it? I'm thinking it was the last song, and I'm thinking it just bummed out my whole night, gone just like that. You're, you're just in that. Uh, uh, yeah. I don't know. It still shows some tape on there. Still shows some tape on there, so I'm just gonna let it go. I mean, I have nothing else to do. I'm just gonna hang out and it's kind of weird. Why, 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 why did I end the song and the tape's not? I have no idea what's going on there. Oh, you know what? I might have recorded this off of the VHS tape. And the VHS tape, I might have not had all of the fashion show. Like, it ended, so I had to eject the tape and flip it over and record on the other side. I don't know. That's just weird. The song ended like that, and the the tape played for another like couple minutes. So weird. Oh, that's the '80s tape, Ampex edition. I do have one more Ampex tape, and I might do that one next week, or when I do it, I hope it is still all the '80s music on it. As you can see right here, or if you're listening on the podcast, there's a bunch of '80s songs written and scratched out on the inside of this, where you write down the songs on the paper. And so anyway, thanks to everybody that came in. Thanks for letting an old, gimpy stroke victim hopefully entertain you with some good, it's supposed to be mostly '80s music, but this time it ended up being really good. Bada bing, bada boom, '90s music. Under the same esque as the '80s, the electro sound. But all right, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next Tuesday with another